The first thing we can refactor here is the code on lines 14 to 20. What are we doing here? We're shifting items. That's why we have this comment. Whenever you have comments like this in your code, that means your code is not self-explanatory, and that's why you have to explain it using a comment. So what should we do here? We should extract these lines into a separate private method and call it shift items. With that, we no longer need this comment over here. So let's create a new method, public void shift items. Now we're going to move all these lines into our new method. Beautiful. Now here we have a compilation error because we need to know the item that we want to insert. So we add this item as a parameter. We have another compilation error here because after we're done shifting the items, we need to know where we're going to insert this new item. So this method should return an integer, and this should be the position where we want to insert the new item. So here we can return I. Now back to our add method. Here we call the shift items method, give it this new item, and get I in return. With this simple refactoring, our add method is a lot shorter and it's easier to understand. However, there is a tiny problem here. This method returns an integer, and here we're incrementing that integer by 1. This is confusing. Why do we have to increment that position by 1? Wouldn't that be better if this method simply returned the index at which we should insert the new item? So instead of incrementing I by 1 over here, we can do it in our shift items method. Another tiny problem is in the name of this method. We're saying, hey, shift items, and then give it an item. What is this item for? Well, we can rename this to shift items to insert this new item. Now the name of this method clearly explains what it does. We don't need a comment. The comment is in the name of the method. So we're shifting the items to insert this new item. We get an index and insert the new item at this index. And finally, we increment count by 1. Another opportunity for refactoring is this expression over here. We're checking to see if our queue is full. Wouldn't that be nicer if we had a method called isFull? Potentially, we could use this method from outside of our queue class. So let's declare another method, public boolean is full. Now we return this expression over here. And finally, here we call if the queue is full, throw this exception.